Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what could be our very last match here for the SEA Open Qualifier Finals. RRQ versus Boom ID, who took game number 1 in quite a convincing fashion. RRQ couldn't quite make their lineup work, just didn't fit all together. Boom ID was some good kind of plays. The visit to mid really worked very well in their favor. So now they're only one game away from making it to the next stage, to close regional qualifiers. RRQ, they need to win this game. They want to turn this into a 3-game series and tie it up, get another chance. And up against the Ancient Apparition. Get themselves the Visage, trying to copy what was good. And the Ogre Magi on top of it, so 2 heads are better than 1. It's my mantra. Of course, me being the Jakiro guy, Ogre Magi, closest to that. Actually, I also really love this hero. It's just a lot of fun.
5 seconds remaining.
In terms of the voice line, the design and everything, so it was fun to play at the very least, fun to experience. Also can be quite good, quite useful, but only in games where you're even or ahead. If you're behind, he feels quite underwhelming at times. Alright, Slug also making another appearance here on the mainstream. We had it in the very first game that we saw from RRQ, actually, Logic, playing that hero in that 1-hour barn verdict match up against Team Evos. That worked out decently well for them there. Boom ID, see what they can do there. You have this decent synergies, even early on, Ancient Apparition with the full fee together with the Slug Pounce, keeping them in place for that to actually proc. And even later down the line, Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast can help secure some of these kills for the Slug if you manage to land it. We'll see what this draft develops into. RRQ betting out some of these more annoying heroes, Night Stalker, Tinker, and the Riki even.
5 seconds remaining.
Again, Boom ID is not too much data on them. The last tournament that they played was a TI Open Qualifiers, which was quite a while ago. They didn't go all the way through there. And I don't have the data on the previous matches in this league. I don't have a lot to go on. I'm not sure if RRQ have some other inside info that I don't have. But they're going ham. They're going crazy. Bloodseeker is gonna be the pick here for Boom ID. Very bold, especially up against that AA. Later down the lines. Then again, not necessarily healing all that much in the middle of a team fight anyway. Unlike you have like some of these clutch players where you're so close to dying, but then you get a kill with Blood Rage and you get healed a little bit and survive. But
Radiant team pick.
That would be prevented by the Ancient Apparition if the Ice Blast is on top. But yeah, it's still decent against the Slug though. If he's low health, if he's super low health, he actually cannot heal unless he has Invis or pops his ultimate directly. It could be interesting to see how that works out. Thinking though, yeah, pretty good, pretty standard. Team fighting hero, probably the offlane here at this stage. RRQ. What if they just want to copy Boom ID completely and run the Visage in a core mid-roll? Or if they want to run him as a support together with the Ogre, and because then they'd still need 2 of their cores. Bloodseeker is very flexible, he can go mid, he can go safe lane, so having that available is super good. And which also means at this point they should probably be looking towards their offlaner and just reserve the last pick for either the mid or the carry, depending on the situation. So what do they need? I feel like a bit more control. Basil's Void unfortunately banned out, that would have been great. Earthshaker is actually still in the pool.
Dire team pick.
I wanted to go back for that, but instead it's the Legion Commander. I like that. Really good against the Slug because you cannot put Dark Pact out of the duel.
10 seconds remaining.
So there's your control factor, there's your pressure potential.
5 seconds remaining.
Boom ID. Use some sustain, some tower push is also still lacking. Shadow Shaman?
Radiant
I don't know.
team banned.
Darkseer again, okay. Bit of more of a classic combo, much easier to execute. Darkseer with the Sand Run them both in the offlane. Like Sand is gonna take out that 4-position mantle, obviously, now. But even early on, you can put up the Iron Shell on the Sand King. He just walks in for a Burst Strike, do a lot of damage. Even if I could say a hero like a Bloodseeker, who can normally deal with Darkseers in lane, just because you can keep yourself healed up with Blood Rage and last hits. But if you add a Sand King to the mix, that's a little bit more dangerous. Like it gets a lot more interesting, to say the least. Because not just adding the Burst Strike, that can just put you over the edge, where you can't actually last it in time. And you also add potentially the Cosmic Finale to the mix. Even at a point where you would say, alright, rather run the Bloodseeker mid, pick up another hero for a safe lane. Probably a ranged one at this stage. Maybe Weaver even? I can see a Weaver. Don't have too much control for him, especially if he goes Lincolns. Thinking won't be able to really stun him. Time lapse out of most things if you're in trouble. Fuck is the one being banned. Now the pick from Boom ID. They're still looking for a mid themselves. And of course there's plenty of options. The question is, which one do you take that doesn't get screwed over by like Bloodseeker or Legion Commander by that token? You don't necessarily want to go for something like Queen of Pain. So you either go tanky or you go Dildy, or you could just go with someone like Shadow Fiend. Add a little bit of extra damage.
Radiant team pick.
Magnus, alright. No, of course. How could I forget about the Magnus? Classic mid hero. You have the cleave synergy with the Slug, enabling him to farm up that much faster, which is super valuable as well. And I like this drop much better than Boomadi's last draft. But the last draft even worked out, so what do I know anyways? There's a lot of obvious synergies. There's a lot of potential here to just explode, especially if the Slug gets going. Similarly so though for RRQ. They have at least three heavily momentum-based heroes, which could be a blessing and a curse. You have a Bloodseeker, you have a Legion Commander, and an Outworld Devourer. If these people have a hard time in lane, they often have a hard time catching up.
10 seconds remaining.
1 or 2. One can farm the jungle and catch up there. If 2 are in trouble and they have the Shadow Jungle, it slows down so much more. So I'm slightly worried for them, considering the performance that Boom ID had last game. And once again, it comes down to the ability of RRQ to actually execute. Curious to see what Acel and Zephyr can do on the Ogre and Visage, because a lot of that is going to be on them to create the space, to create opportunities for the cores to take advantage of. Bring people low for the Bloodseeker to just convert that into kills. Lead Commander duels later. All of that cool jazz. If they can't do that, well, then that'll be the end of the run here in the open qualifiers for Rex Regum Q1. I should probably not try and pronounce that name out loud, full name. Just say RRQ. And I pause going forward here. Debbie did well on the OD earlier today. And Still not entirely convinced about the hero in general. I don't think he's super weak, but also don't think he's top tier right now. It's definitely also partly a comfort pick. But there are some things that you can do with it, like as a defensive tool against a Slug, especially in the Ice Blast, trying to prevent some of the damage, things like that. But I don't know. We'll see what he can do in this game. There's a spam again. Only 2 or 3 crickets this time, so they're changing. My name, by the way, is Dragon Drop, in case you didn't know, in case you were just tuning in, bringing you this game. Koala and Jokum already battling up against each other a little bit. That ward has been scouted out though. Do they have Sentry with them? They do not. Ancient Apparition bringing one along though, so
30 seconds to battle.
be able to find the right spot. Might even be able to find a kill here. Aethel far forward, double burst strike. Have the leap available here, plus of course, yeah, the cold feet procs. I'm not sure whether we're ready for the Ancient Apparition TPing up there. Without it though, like, Lark with the pounce, ultimately not needed, but would have been enough, I think, even without that, to just secure the cover of Yoga Magi. He's tanky, but not that tanky. But yeah, early first blood in favor of Boomadi. Pretty good on them. They're gonna, I think, smoked up right under the sword, but it's still obfuscating that enough. And oh, I might even be able to get the courier. This is so big. Courier down, a lot of gold for everybody, and no extra salve for Yabi. He's extremely low in regen. All he has is a Fairy Fire, and this is kind of the emergency thing. And I'm trying to make use of that immediately. Look at this. Just sticking around, he's right-clicking down to half health. He cannot heal us up. Period. Even had Sanking rotating in case there was an opportunity to even turn this into a kill or go down some more harassment. Yeah, it's in your dream. Once he hits, that hasn't even skilled anything yet, so he could easily go into Shockwave. Level 1 Shockwave is kind of not a lot of bang for your buck. Makes 75 damage for 90 mana. Magical damage even, that's gonna get reduced. So ideally you want to start using that once you hit level 3. Yeah, in the meantime, we can just leave things down in terms of last hits. Ideally you want to try and throw out some more harassment before the courier response. I'm unable to really find it at this point, but yeah, anyway. Top lane, oh, they're gonna get another kill, they will. The burst strike into the cold feet. He's burning quite a bit though on the Sanking here. He's almost able to get the kill, the body blocks are there. And the ogre side's a bit bigger than his stomach. The one thing it does though with the Sanking being that low is get a bit of extra potency to logic in the bottom lane, but that is a paltry reward. Into Lucas stocks here. Yeah, this lane is what it is. Nothing should really happen there outside of some sort of support rotations. Visage also not the best hero to actually bring someone down. The only way something happens down here between these two heroes is if Darkseer is too far forward, Visage has a slow. They somehow prevent the surge, and there's a couple of heroes low, but the Bloodseeker can catch up. Speaking of lower heroes, they're gonna go for Koala. That cold feet will proc again, a couple right clicks. Leading to another kill. Okay, and he was burning a bit again. But the kill's the kill, and they take the advantage in the top lane. Middle lane, a bit better now. There's not too much harassment that did come out on this OD from the Magnus, so Yabi has actually not been as shut down as he really should have been. Now, both of them level 4, Yabi. It's not being more and more annoying. leading again slightly in terms of last hits, but regardless, Magnus, he's the kind of hero that can stick in lane and not necessarily going to win it, but he's always going to get something out of it. This is all you really require from him, so in that sense, having a good early start, just with Courier going down and Yappy being having to play a little bit more defensively as a result in these first 1 or 2 minutes. Having that kind of advantage is good enough as it is. Zephyr. Some of these last hits here now might pay with it for it though. Your Dream does have Skew available, but nice Grave Chill giving that extra movement speed to sidestep Cascue. He was attempting the body block. Unable to do so. And Your Dream is still going. A region rune to work with.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I know. The self-use by Slog up top. Healthy AAA there, the kill potential is actually much lower. You would believe it, so Legion Commander feels comfortable going forward, just dragging the Screw Wave all the way back. Light pull even attempted, so some crazy equilibrium shenanigans going on. Jokum actually in a bit of trouble, might have the Burst Strike out across. Oh, maybe they can turn this around. The bait is real, asshole. Turns around in time though, now 3 heroes, plenty of fuel for the overwhelming odds to secure the kill. Didn't quite go the way that Boom ID wanted to, but now Koala chasing all the way into the tower, into the leap. Rescue might still die to the ignite, and he does despite the self being attempted. 2 supports die, but a kill towards the Slug. Oh man. These games, it's just something that you don't see every day in competitive Dota. Just these early brawls. It's just overextensions, and it turns out, oh, it wasn't an overextension, it was a bait, but the other way around. Oh, yeah. It's good as well that they making some sort of trades happen. Losing the Legion Commander is not ideal though. Like if you lose Yoga Magi in exchange for a lot of pressure on the Slug, that's alright. Because the other lanes are going so well. Bloodseeker, of course, it's Bloodseeker lane up against the Darkseer. Again, it is what it is. He should be doing fine, and he is. 41 last hits. Middle lane also. Salvage, despite the Courier snipe early on.
I'll take that.
Yeah, but he's slightly ahead of Magnus. Second in terms of net worth as well as last hits. So these lanes are going well. And bottom lane, first rupture of the game leads to kill. And this is the ultimate counter to Darkseer, of course, and as it is to a lot of people. If you don't have that TP at the ready, and was on cooldown, so feels bad, man, right there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Visage, you're so low. You take a sweet time to get on out of there. In your dream. Lots himself. Meanwhile, up top is diving again. Oh, the Burst Strike will actually miss Jokum as a result. He will die to this. The Burst Strike lands. Don't think he gets the ignite off. As it stands. BMSL with the double kill. That's the other thing, right? Slug doesn't really have too many last hits, but the amount of kills that he's getting is actually second in net worth, only a couple hundred gold away from the Bloodseeker, who's like 20 more last hits than he does. And the scary prospect logic. Might be caught out here now. Cascue, this is slow. There it is. Burst Strike. Should lead into kill. Follow up with the control. And there it is. Literally St. Lucas coming in. Rupture coming through. Meanwhile up top though, that's a dual win. Wow. A little bit too slow on the camera switch there, sorry guys, but a duel, a little bit of extra damage from Visage, who is... What's he doing now? Maxing Gravekeeper's Cloak? Really? Didn't pay too much attention to force skill build on Visage last game. Would definitely involve Gravechill and Soul Assumption, but... I don't know.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't think I've seen Visage max out Gravekeeper's Cloak. But hey, we'll see how that works out for him. Beam of Hell, back in it. Flip Threads, does have the wand, going oh yeah. Also has the Aquila all but completed. After that, straight for the Shadow Blade, so no mighty shenanigans. He might get caught out here again though. Actually, well, he's going straight onto Zephyr. So Assumption fueled up, now he's running away with the Great Chill, and the bait is real. Koala does have another duel available, and he gets it off. They do lose the Visage. They might not even win the duel here at this point. Another stun there from Assel. And even get the kill. Dreamer Cell proving to be quite tanky for some reason. Maybe just because they don't have damage, he's continuing. Assel, next one on the list. His Stick Shot is not enough to keep him safe. It might just be enough to put the Slug over the edge too. The right clicks the Soul Assumption. There it is. Not really worth. Same time, bottom lane. Thanking dies the logic. Looking for more all this tussle up on the top. Helping him out a bit, I imagine. Simultaneous kills every single time across the map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Little smoke there from Yoga. Let's have some more, so we're just aiming to place some of them. The city's tanking now. Farming up in the jungle. Going for that both Sandstorm centric build. It makes a lot of sense for roaming tanking like that. Because you're not necessarily going to be right clicking enemies to harass a lot, so you'd rather have a Sandstorm to be able to farm the jungle safely and without losing a lot of health. But then again, I'm going to try and track down the Slug. Have another duel, just need the damage to follow up. With the Ogre as well as the Visage here, should be it. And it's a lot of damage though towards Koala instead. The ultimate use as well, the Burst Strike on too. They will be able to find a Legion Commander for any sort of attempt can be made. Now, perhaps looking for more. Another Burst Strike in a couple of seconds. Yabby though making an appearance. The RP hits 2, follow up with a Burst Strike. Perfect combo, 1 and 2 epicenter, not even needed. Using it to farm these couple of creeps here. Or at least trying to. That RP, both of them just got it just at the edge, I think. Just at the edge of the range. The mid rotations work out in favor of Boom ID. Dark now halfway towards the Shadow Blade down bottom. Okay, Rapture comes in again. DP just came off cooldown there, I think. And Kescue, he's still in trouble. Everyone's so low everywhere else. It's an easy double kill for Logic. Ugh.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, it's very interesting because on the one side you have a Bloodseeker who's very momentum based, on the other side you have Slug who is the same type of hero.
Middle tower is under attack.
So far it's going alright for RRQ. Come back some force. But they secured a dual win already. They about 2k ahead. They don't have detection with them, so they're out to try and dodge a Slug. Dodge the burst damage, and the Ice Blast actually coming through, the Burst Strike, and then it is a Dead Legion. Or is it? Not quite enough damage just that actually to take him out. I would have been able to get 1 or 2 extra right clicks in to push him over the edge, but hey. What do I know? Link Dagger though, I know that that's gonna make a huge difference for the Magnus, having that available. Up here again in 10 seconds, if you had a smoke on top of that. It'd be a great opportunity for them to just get some more control of the game back, because they're leading in kills, but it's certainly not leading in terms of money. It's also partly due to the Midas of a Logic and his 4 kills. Surging ahead, and the Midas on OD. It's like game 2 up against Evos. RRQ, they had some Midas effect going, they were playing the farm game. They were coming out ahead there, and Boom ID, they have to be careful not to let that get to them. Some good farming tools themselves, with the Empower. But at the same time, if you have Blink, if you have RP, you have an Invis Rune bottled on the side of In Your Dream, so now it's the opportunity to go. If you just had mana to work with, but he does. He can go Invis and use that one bottle charge that you have, plus some mana boots. Get him back up to snuff, and I think that seems to be the plan. Maybe, maybe not after they took down the ancients. Spending a lot of time here just sitting around. Waiting for the Shadow Blade too. Welcome's up here. So Slug. Ice Blast. Will not connect. Now, resummoned birds. Not quite enough damage here on his visage just yet. The duel ready to go. And do they have enough damage? Doesn't look like it. In fact, Dreamercell almost won that duel himself. Gets one, gets 2 kills. And now, looking for more. And this is in your dream. Maybe. In your dream, maybe. It's a nice name too, with the tag. But hey, he's taking a kill with a shockwave, so didn't even have to use CRP. There's a chance that I might not even have realized that he has a blink if I didn't click him. So there's still that opening, potentially. At the same time, though, you always have to consider this, what's happening on the other side of the map, and this is the Bloodseeker just straight up farming. And he's going for a Radiance build-up. So this farming time is actually an investment into this Radiance timing that you should hit about like 18 minutes or so, give or take. Same time, okay, there's a fight here. Rip. Question is, how will you fall behind before that? And so far the answer is no, despite all these kills. Look at the towers on the Radiant side. They're all still up and running. This one up top is very healthy. Middle lane, maybe not so much, but it's still standing. Bottom lane, similar idea. This kill though is a lot more decisive. Yeah, lost a bit of gold there. Still has enough to buy the relic. And it's buying the recipe first, so that's confidence that you won't be picked off. And I don't really see it being punished right now, because up until that kill he's been left alone for the most part. And if he then continues to farm around this area in the side jungle, especially with the tower going down, he won't have too much longer for the rest of the Radiance. But now Epicenter being used, but blink out from Koala into the trees now. That's a bit of a waste between these two spells. The Epicenter as well as the Ice Blast. He's inside the trees. They see him now. Won't be able to cancel him out. Can they? Do they actually have the vision for duel? Yes, they do. They eat themselves to the trees. This should be finally another win. Koala, this first one like 8-9 minutes ago. He actually has the damage with the Abbey also sticking around, so. Get a dual win, they got the tower. Radiance now. 500 gold away. But did the math in my head. It took a while because it's on stream. Top lane though. Invitational again on Magnus. Still has the blink, still has the RP. We'd find an opportunity to use it, but now, well, there it is. Easy kill, especially with the follow-up down to Koala. Dreamercell taking it over. Does not have the Q going here, but still, not enough burst damage to bring him down. Gets the ultimate off. Now, can perhaps look for more targets, or look to try and heal up first. Then she Oblivion combo making it a little bit harder, but now, Bloodseeker actually making an appearance, coming in without the Radiance, and oh no, the vacuum up top. He almost had enough money for the relic too. That has been delayed. Acel's still standing up against 3 heroes. He will die, and so will the Visage. This is a full 5-man wipe. Another skewer up to the high ground. You almost vacuumed the Bloodseeker up here. Not quite, I don't think. Actually, they might have. I forget. Anyway, he died pretty much exactly the same time, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. But yeah. Vacuum him up, screw up the next guy. It's absolute disaster now for the side of RRQ. They shouldn't have taken that fight. What it comes down to. I know what they really thought was gonna happen here if you lose Your biggest damage source, even OD, died straight off the bat on RP. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, just the RP for one. Let's go, let's go. Legion Commander isn't strong enough just yet. You need a Blade Mail minimum. Or you can go on him. The Radiance was so freaking close. He has it now, so it's hasn't been delayed for too much, but they took that same fighter with the Radiance, maybe it turns out differently. The thing, eh? Well, pay for the mistake. First time in a while, gold's advantage actually again in favor of Boom ID. And St. Luca is literally messing with that. Straight up getting himself out of there. Meanwhile in the mid, the rest of his team were looped up together. RQ, oh, no RP, but there's a Blink Duel actually trying to turn us around. Oh, there's the RP. Became of cooldown again. The duel will not be a one, will not be lost either, but they did lose that hero. Now the epicenter, Blink Dagger available as well. They get the burn strike in the back, but is it enough damage on Logic? Yes, it is. They bring down the Slark. They have the control on the Magnus, but he's a lot more tanky. He has to stand around for a little bit with Rupture on top of him. Now they can turn things around. Dreamer Cell. Oh, there was a Bloodseeker actually who died. I'm such an idiot. I'm still back in game 1 of the day where Logic was playing the Slark, and I saw Logic dying, but this time of course he is the Bloodseeker. He dies and the team fight falls apart after that great execution once again from Boom ID. You get the tier 1, they get the tier 2 after the fact. And the fickle balance, this fickle draft from RRQ that's starting to unravel. Mentioned in draft how they have very momentum based heroes. That momentum has kind of been broken, or at least it seems like it. The Radiance is there, but we have yet to see its impact. Koala, you only have 2 dual wins, but you still don't have your Blade Mail 20 minutes in on the back of that. Unable to really get anywhere, just constantly being picked off in this top lane. 9 deaths on the offlane Legion Commander. This is not a deal. 8 deaths on your Ogre Magi. Just almost 30 deaths across your entire team 20 minutes in. This is not what you want. And it's costing them. The only reason they're even contending for the top net worth is the Midas, and then you can also make that argument that because of it, 2,000 of their gold, give or take, is 2,000 of their net worth is not exactly combat effective. This isn't for the Magnus either, I guess you could make that argument too, because he's sitting on 2.5k gold. But if you look at the Slark, the City Echo Saber completed, has the Lincoln Sphere completed, so he has 13k net worth, ready to go. Looking to use a Shadow Blade forward. Let's have some help from Joken at the ready, and they will run into absolutely everybody. They will focus on the Ogre Magi, will burst him down immediately, and well, gets his ultimate off before the silence. The RP on OD, trying to bring him down, and the epicenter just to just try and help bring down the Visage, and they do. Gabby actually still alive somehow. St. Luca trying to bring him down, and extra help from Koala not going to be enough. It is going to be Dreamer Cell once again. Will lose the Sand King. That's an acceptable sacrifice at this point. As I say that, it's 500 gold for the Bloodseekers, so I want to reconsider that later. It will be his Yasha or Sanj wants to continue that item path. But look at this, they're not done yet. Going ahead further, they don't have the RP, but they have to also start off with Auto Logic, or maybe someone else. They get Asshole instead. Showing himself just that little bit earlier. Just that bit before Logic. Almost unfortunate for Boom ID, because they could have as easily killed the Bloodseeker, for sure. Bloodseeker, Shadow Blade now. Vanguard on the Slark, so he's going Abyssal. Opting for the Vanguard before the Basher. Interesting choice. Does put him up beyond the 2k health range. So it's a comfortable margin to work with.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
What do you do now? I mean, gotta look towards the Bloodseeker in the OD. Fights take longer. Oh god. Yeah, look towards the Bloodseeker dying, and now the Burst Strike hitting on 2. That's... Ouch! What do you even say to that? What do you even say to that other than ouch? That took less than 5 seconds. Racks take only marginally longer.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
What I was saying, momentum-based heroes, that Bloodseeker. Sure, he has 11k net worth, he has a Radiance, he's a Shadowblade, but for this draft to work, he needs to be ahead of everybody by a decent margin. Him and OD both. If the fights take longer, then sure, OD can maybe stack up some Arcane Orbs, some Instax. Bloodseeker's Radiance is gonna take much more of a toll, but this is not where we're at right now, because you have this crazy slug who's 21, 2, and 11. You have Magnus and Sanking, both with Blink Daggers enabling him. You have a Darkseer with a Blink Dagger, enabling everybody else. This is Boom ID at the peak of their draft right now, and it shows. Momentum is on their side, and the draft from RRQ is ill-equipped to handle that. They lost 1 set of racks, tier 3. Takege.
I'll take your tribute.
Now, Boom, they have the entire map at their fingertips. They can take Shrines, they can take Roshan, they can continue to farm, they can finish up that Abyssal. He almost has enough gold for it. He might have just enough. I was looking at Logic, who's alone. Isolated from the rest of his team to make that a sure kill, though he's gonna need to have some sort of help, but maybe they also figure, hey, it's probably a bait. They don't have the Observer Ward in that area, so they don't necessarily know that the rest of his team is actually quite far away. Kind of holding back here. Logic with a TP though, yeah. Will they catch somebody? Maybe. This is spotted out. He should die here. Yeah. That Visage could be a Shrine, could be Roche. This is what the textbook says anyway. Sure, Abyssal will be completed as well on the back of that. Yeah, just one team fight away now from punching the ticket to the region qualifiers. Boom ID impressing with her performance in this one up against RRQ. And it's gonna take more than one fumble, I think, turn things around here. Hate to say it, but that's where we're at right now. They're trying to find farm wherever they can. Duking, jiving, ducking, and dodging. The other items we should be looking towards Agnum Scepter even on Magnus. That's interesting. I figured maybe Shiva's or 4-star or Shadow Blade, but no, he just goes Axe. It's just, I want to farm, I want to do more damage. Snack some of these kills for myself, so I'm not returning Shockwave. Return Wave slows unit, but deals half damage to creeps. Don't think I've actually seen it in action in a pro game. But yeah, he has this big impact item anyway. Blink RP. Doing so much. Haven't even seen many blink vacuum walls. Actually, Epicenter being channeled. Logic straight up dies to it. Yeah, that was Epicenter Nice Blast, and he faltered. That's your highest farming hero dying. Who will support. 2 supports, in fact. These Darkseer is taking the off lane out, wasn't it? Yeah. Koala also caught outside the base. Buyback from Bloodseeker, but Koala should, yeah. He'll die eventually. He does not have buyback. It'll be the decision now being made. Bobumadi. They didn't even have. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say in your dream. God damn it, this is so irritating. But yeah, they didn't have to commit anything for it. They still have all their ultimates. And Epicenter doesn't really matter. Boulder's being dropped now. They still have the big ones. They still have the RP. They have the vacuum to set up for Blink Burst Strike. They are playing very timidly here. If you're not going to commit, I guess they were looking for a committal and then kind of didn't quite get the vacuum walls. But if you're not going to commit, it would have been better to go for the Roshan. But then again, hindsight's 2020, so it's not like they're under any particular pressure. They're 23k ahead. This is not going to change in favor of RRQ anyway anytime soon.
Radiant's bottom shrine
In the meantime, we can just look for better opportunities. Don't need to force it. Lane. Couple of views showed there. Oh, look at this. No one is down bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
we'll call the bluff now. I mean, Dream Assault's just bashing away at the tower. Yeah. 50% damage done. Oh. It's just waiting for the storm to break loose. Waiting for this one team fight where the RRQ is not careful. They'll have like 2 or 3 heroes next to each other like this. Yeah. We're alright this time, but this is very dangerous. Go like close to each other even for a moment. There's always the potential of a blink RP just ending the game right then and there. So far though, Boom ID, they're not really committing for it. Taking slow, top lane is pushing in now. It'll force the logic fall back for a little bit. So this could be an opening at the same time. Oh, it's Cascade who's doing a thing in mid. He can still throw better ice blasters because of it, and they find Yoga Magi. Oh, not quite just yet. Vacuum wall, there it is. Whole lot not there, but it's keeping them away. The returning Shockwave actually gets the kill. Dream Cell. I'm kind of low, he has Eruption top of him, so has to be a bit careful, but it has timed out now. Logic in the middle of that. Burst strike on 2, RP on 3! Epicenter! Too late! Because they're dead already. GG is called. Oh man, I wanted to continue that chain. It was like, alright! Burst strike, RP! And then the game's over. Epicenter just takes too long to channel to actually have an impact, and this is how you know that the game was good for Boom ID. They claimed the victory clean 2-0. Not really even breaking a sweat against RRQ, who did look okay in their last series, but they had some tumbles here and there. They had some of extensions, not really doing the math correctly, so there's still some work to do. Some replay support over now at the very least, as they do fall in the grand finals of the SEA Open Qualifiers for Starlighter I-League Invitational. And Boom ID, they'll punch their ticket to the SEA Regional Qualifiers. I have no information on when that is, so go ahead and follow Starlighter and keep an eye out on Reddit, Ghost Gamers, Join Dota, wherever you find your news. And I do assume that it'll get announced at some point, so you'll be able to find that information when it gets out. My name is DragonDrop. I hope you enjoyed the cast. I definitely did enjoy casting these games. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at DragonDropDota. In the meantime, it's gonna be more Dota around here soon. Just double check. Yeah, in 1 hour. The CIS Open Qualifiers will conclude with one of the semifinals as well as the finals, just like this particular broadcast here. There'll be B-Cop bringing it to you, and after that, around 11:30 p.m. Central European Time, is going to be Mike Loris bringing you the SA Open Qualifiers. So that'll be the itinerary for today. I'm going to take the stream offline in a moment, but again, tune back in for B-Cop and the CS qualifiers. See you soon.